In this video, we'll learn about ozone layer depletion. Objectives: explain how the ozone layer shields the Earth from much of the sun's harmful radiation. Explain how chlorofluorocarbons damage the ozone layer. Explain the process by which the ozone hole forms. Describe the damaging effects of ultraviolet radiation. And explain why the threat to the ozone layer is still continuing today. Would you believe that Earth has its own form of sunscreen? Yes, it's true.
It's called the ozone layer.
And now let's talk about the ozone layer and its depletion. Ozone is a form of oxygen. Most of the atmospheric ozone occurs in the stratosphere region. The greatest concentration of ozone occurs between 19 to 30 kilometers. This band of ozone-rich air is called ozone layer. Ozone is both beneficial and harmful to us, but the depletion of ozone layer is very much harmful to the environment and habitats. Ozone layer depletion. Ozone layer depletion is mainly due to chlorofluorocarbons or CFC. Ozone layer prevents the harmful ultraviolet rays from entering in the atmosphere, but CFC is one of the main ozone eaters and it allows the penetration of harmful ultraviolet rays. Chlorofluorocarbon remains in the atmosphere for decades and reacts with the atmospheric chlorine to accelerate the long-chain reaction. This chain reaction slowly eats away the oxygen atom which could be used in the formation of ozone. What is the ozone hole? The ozone hole is not technically a hole where no ozone is present, but is actually a region of depleted ozone in the stratosphere over the Antarctic that happens at the beginning of southern hemisphere spring, August to October. The average concentration of ozone in the atmosphere is about 300 Dobson units. Any area where the concentration drops below 220 Dobson units is considered a part of the ozone hole. The main cause of ozone depletion in ozone hole is manufactured chemicals, especially manufactured halocarbon refrigerants, solvents, propellants, and foam-blowing agents, or chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs. Since the early 1970s, scientists observed reduction in stratospheric ozone and it was found more prominent in polar regions. ODS substances have a lifetime of about 100 years. Effects of ozone layer depletion. The depletion of the ozone layer has harmful effects on the human health, animals, environment, and marine life. Studies demonstrate that an increase in UVB rays causes a higher risk of skin cancer, plays a major role in melanoma development, sunburns, quick aging, eye cataracts, blindness, and weakened immune system. Direct exposure to ultraviolet radiation also leads to skin and eye cancer in animals. UVB rays negatively affect plants, crops. It may lead to minimal plant growth, smaller leaf size, flowering, and photosynthesis in plants. Lower quality crops for human and decline in cloth productivity would in turn affect soil erosion in the carbon cycle. Planktons and zooplankton are greatly affected by the exposure to UVB rays. These are higher in the aquatic food chain. If the plankton declines, it would likely have wide-reaching effects for all marine life in the lower food chain. Solutions to ozone layer depletion. Montreal Protocol was proposed in 1987 to unite the world to cut out production and import of ozone-depleting substances. The Montreal Protocol freezes down the consumption and production of the different ozone-depleting substances or ODS in a stepwise manner, with different timetables for developed and developing countries. Every individual should also take steps to prevent the depletion of the ozone layer. One should avoid using pesticides and shift to natural methods to get rid of pests instead of using chemicals. The vehicles emit a large amount of greenhouse gases that leads to global warming as well as ozone depletion. Therefore, the use of vehicles should be minimized as much as possible. Most of the cleaning products have chemicals that affect the ozone layer. We should substitute that with eco-friendly products. Maintain air conditioners as their malfunction cause CFC to escape into the atmosphere. What is the current status of ozone layer in the year 2021? Scientists from the Copernicus Atmosphere Monitoring Service confirm that the 2021 Antarctic ozone hole has almost reached its ends. Following a session with a considerably large and prolonged ozone hole, its closure will occur only a few days earlier than in 2020, which was the longest life since 1979. How big is the hole in the ozone layer in the year 2022? This year, NASA satellite observations determined the ozone hole reached a maximum of 9.6 million square miles or 24.8 million square kilometers, roughly the size of North America, before beginning to shrink in mid-October. How long until the ozone layer is depleted? The latest WMO or UN Environment Program scientific assessment of ozone depletion issued in 2018 concluded that the ozone layer on the path of recovery and the potential return of the ozone values over Antarctica to pre-1980 levels by 2060. This is because of the long lifetime of the chemicals in the atmosphere.